What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here, and I got some numbers for you that's going to blow your mind. And this is what you were competing with, and we cannot compete with the likes of a data center. Obviously, that's obvious, especially as a home miner with expensive power. But here we can see this is on the Cryptex mining pool mining Pearl, and this is account based, and it is confirmed that they are swapping into Bitcoin. Obviously, everyone using Cryptex is swapping into Bitcoin or stable coin or something to, obviously not hodl coins, but get the coins you want, or just selling daily for your profits. But this guy right here has 766.76 petahash all by himself. That works out with only 201 workers. I did the numbers and it's insane. All right, guys. So coming into rabidmining.com here and going to the manual profit calculator, and I did add in a brand new merge section. So you can add in a merge mine coin and it'll add that on top of whatever you're mining. We're going to remove that because we're not using that. We are not merge mining MDL in this case. Cryptex did not add it. And it does sound like when mining Pearl plus MDL, you seem to be losing Pearl. More on that in a different video. We'll see if things get tweaked, but right now it almost seems better to just mine Pearl over MDL. So anyway, continuing on here, here's all the current network conditions based on everything at Lords of Pearl at the current time recording, 2:34. I just want to make sure everything is still up to date here, 2:34. So it looks like it's slowed down a little bit more. So 2:34. Let's just update everything to see exactly what's looking like. Let's do a refresh here. So it's exactly the time of recording. So 2:34:37. We need to add a little 2.37 into here. 37. Let's see if the block reward changed at all yet. So we got 2551.71. 2551 still there. 0.71. And then we got our coin price is sitting at 53 cents. Now, not on the exchange is 47, but the OTC is hanging out at 53 cents. So depending where you're looking, there are higher prices if you look around. Continuing on with the block reward, we got that network hash rate 27.29. So 27.29, that's down a little bit, 27.29, and we should be up to date. So here we go. This guy's essentially has each GPU is 3.1 petahash. So these are confirmed. They're B200s, data center grade GPUs. And we're going to compare them and show you exactly what this means versus something like a 5090 and a 4090, as they are so much more efficient. It is insane. So anyway, the basic numbers here is 3.81 petahash. They got 201 GPUs to equal that hash rate. They are around, the TDP is around 1200 watts in these. They average 700 to 1,000 watts. I just went with the higher end of the power. So at 1,000 watts here, I'm guessing their power cost is 5 cents. I don't know. It could be more, could be less. It's a data center. It is in Europe, but I'm assuming around the 5 cent USD mark. Again, I can't confirm. And it's $40,000 per GPU. Look at the profit range. 98.3% of all that is profit. They're only spending 1.7% of their the revenue of this coin is going into their power bill. Our revenue is $13,990 with profit $13,749, and that is per day. So here we can see, here is the current everything on Pearl. Daily emissions $498,561, blah 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 blah. So here we can see their pool share is 2.8% of the total network. Coins per day is 26,397. Their revenue per day is 13,990. So that's everything before power cost. Total power draw 201,000 watts is what they're using, and the power cost per day is $241 at 5 cent power. Now their daily profit here, we can see they're making $13,749 a day. That is insane. Now based on all this, the ROI days, it's going to take them 584 days to ROI at these numbers. But look at the total rig cost. Now this isn't exactly the total rig cost. This is if they got each GPU at $40,000. Maybe they got a deal or something on it. I don't know if they bulk buying, but that's $8 million, and that's before CPUs and RAM. So obviously this is going to be a lot more, especially you could probably double or triple this just based on the CPUs and the RAM and stuff that they're going to need to power that. So this is just based on GPU costs here because of that $40,000. And the ROI is 19.2 months. That's actually not too bad to ROI over $8 million worth of GPUs. Pretty insane. But here's the other crazy stuff. So let's take a look at the efficiency. They're doing a hash to watt ratio, and in here you can change it to whatever you want, petahash to watt, terahash. But this terahash might really hit home here. They're doing 3.81 terahash per 1 watt of power. What does that mean? So what's a 5090 doing today? Something like, I don't know. Let's say a 5090 is 370 terahash, I think. Is it around 400 terahash? Maybe it's less. But let's say you have a 5090 doing 370 terahash. That means it's only using 97 watts. Imagine you have a 4090 or 5090. Again, I can't remember. I think that's 5090 numbers, up almost upwards to 400 terahash. So your 5090 is doing 370 terahash at only 97 watts. Obviously, we're over 300, almost 400 watts on a 5090. So that's how efficient these are. 3.81 terahash per watt means a 5090 is only using 97 watts. That is absolutely insane. That's if this is using 1,000 watts. Remember, I have no idea how much power it's actually using. The TDP on these things is 1,200 watts, so I guess that would be the max. So even if this is maxed out full TDP at 1,200 watts, that's 3.175 terahash per watt. So a little bit less, but still that puts a 5090 at like 100 watts or something. Like absolutely insane efficiency. So we are competing with obviously insanely efficient GPUs, the hardware here, which is 3 times more efficient than the current 5090. And we're doing it against people that only have like 5-cent power, maybe 1-cent power, maybe 2-cent power. Maybe it's a huge solar farm and they're not even paying power. But, you know, even at 12-cent power, look at that. They're only spending 5% of their income on power costs. That's how efficient these things are. That is insane. These things are probably profitable at $2. These things are still profitable at $2 power, which is crazy. That efficiency is insane. Now, obviously, they're not really, their ROI here is now 109 months, 3,300 and some days. So, you know, they're not going to be doing that. But I just wanted to put that in there for, you know, a reason that $2 power with these GPUs are profitable. That is insane at the current price of Pearl, which has been crashing, which makes it even more insane. So anyway, coming back in the power cost here, let's just put this back to 0.5. I wanted to run the numbers here and show you guys, you know, how much some of these people are making out there mining Pearl and what the competition is looking at. So we just sized up the competition and we lost. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on this whole situation down in the comment section. This is very interesting numbers. And if you want to do numbers for yourself on any new coin or this or anything for yourself, head on over to Rabid Mining's manual profit calculator, fill in all this stuff manually on your own and get your numbers. If you're just looking for straight profit, obviously come into the AI and profit calculator, click on GPU, set your power costs here, and you can see crypto compared to AI rental services. That should you host your hardware or mine your hardware, and that's what you kind of got going on here. So thank you for watching this video. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out.